Okay, so once more, welcome everyone to this platform. It's another session of our series of our talk show, and today's session is about importation. Importation into the UK, and it will be exportation for people in other countries. Thank you once again for finding time to join us today. Just to start off, I would like to introduce myself and the organization hosting this meeting, which is the Rural Gems. My name is Dr. Mary Oguike. I'm the founder of the Rural Gems. We are a non-profit organization based in the United Kingdom, and our vision is for a world with where disadvantaged young people, children, and adults are able to access opportunities to succeed in life. We do this by providing training in a number of in different areas, promoting learning, education, and also providing peer-to-peer support, mentorship training, and also giving motivational talk sessions like this one we are in now. So that's those are the ways that we hope to achieve our targets or our objectives as an organization. However, one would ask, what led to this vision? I grew up in Nigeria, and I did all my education in Nigeria. So while growing up as a little child, while we were still in primary, secondary school, my parents used to take us to the village a lot because although we lived in the city, but our village was quite close to the city. So we used to go there a lot and participate in all the village activities. So while we were there, I used to play with the village children and mingle with them. And through my interaction with them, I found out that village children were also children like me. They were smart in every way, but the only difference was that they did not have the basic resources, educational resources for them to study and become like me. And also they did not have like learned adults around them. I was privileged to have learned parents and learned people around me to direct me in terms of choosing my subjects and all of that and guiding me with my homework. But these children didn't really have those things. And so the basic things they didn't really have. So I made up my mind then that when I grow up, I would like to do something for these rural people, these disadvantaged children, and give them opportunity to succeed in life. So sometime in 2017, I had that nudge in me that it was time for me to fulfill that vision. And that is what I'm doing now. I'm fulfilling that vision. So disadvantaged children are everywhere. Disadvantaged people are everywhere. COVID-19, you probably, well, some people were probably not disadvantaged before now, or they didn't consider themselves as disadvantaged. But in the midst of COVID-19, there have been job losses and all sorts of things happening. So one may find himself or herself in such a position that you consider yourself as disadvantaged. So what do we do on this platform? I will share my screen with you just to run you through a number of things we've done so far. Sorry. So on the 6th of December, as part of our way, or part of the ways in which we chose to educate people and promote learning and training, because the government cannot do everything for us. You know, we just have to look for ways of supporting people and making a difference in our society. So we decided to kick off with young people. And on the 6th of December, we had a session where we had all the young people come on the platform to talk to us about the impact of COVID-19 on them. They had some negatives and positives. After sharing all those with us, we came up with some coping strategies. And the key things were they need mentorship, and they also need, apart from needing mentorship, they also need help with their homework, because they sometimes they are not, because of the online learning, they are not able to access their teacher for feedback immediately. And when they get stuck with their homework, they kind of get thrown off. So we are working on that at the moment. And hopefully by the February half term, we will gather the young people back on this platform to find out how they have, if they have employed any of these coping strategies to improve their study skills. And moving on the 17th of December, 2020, so as an organization, so in Nigeria, we set up libraries in rural communities. When we set up those libraries, we equip them with books and educational toys, and also equip them with computers, so that we provide basic IT training for these rural children who cannot easily access computers. They will have to pay and also have to travel to the cities to be able to access computers. And obviously, we know that the world has gone IT, and we have to carry these children along. So we launched our second library in One, Rivers State. And that's the picture of the library there, and the children all reading. Before then, on the 28th of May, 2018, we had launched our first library in Ozagba Ikeduru in Imo State. And that's my village anyway, because charity begins at home. So that's the library, our first library in Ozagba. And that's a core member. In Nigeria, once you finish your university education, you're meant to serve the country for 1 year, give free service to the country. So this is one of those core members delivering or teaching the children how to use the computer. And that's me on the floor there reading with the children on the mat. And okay, this is a load of books here in my house, ready to be shipped to Nigeria. So we ship books every now and then from here in the United Kingdom to Nigeria. And we also buy some local books to equip the libraries. So yeah. Then on the 19th of December, we had a very interesting program, which we tagged Meal on Me. That program was for us to feed the needy, provide hot meals for the needy. So in order to do that, we partnered with some other organizations, some other charities. One of them is the World of Hope Foundation, who have been feeding disadvantaged people for a long time. We also partnered with the Father's Arm, a church that had been feeding people, disadvantaged people. So they already had hampers to give to disadvantaged people. So we just put our bowl of jollof rice with fried plantain and boiled egg in there to complete the package for the disadvantaged people. And on the 20th of December, we had a talk show. Yeah, we had another talk session. Now, not for the young people, but for adults, because we thought that another major impact that COVID-19 has had on people is money, loss of jobs. So it was tagged 3 M's of money, well delivered by Shewa Adeniji. And we got to the point of multiplying money, which is the 3rd M of money. And then all the participants decided that they wanted to hear more on the multiplication of money. And then right there and then, they chose that they wanted another session for the next Sunday, which was the 27th of December, to give them practical ideas of what businesses they can do in this situation. So that's on the 27th of December, we had another talk session, multiplying money, and we had these 20 ideas, business ideas, presented to us on this platform, okay? And you can see the ones highlighted in red. Those were the ones coming up mostly in the chat. They were the ones coming up mostly in the chat. Just to let you know, guys, in this meeting, you can communicate directly with me in the chat box. I will be the only one to see your chats. So feel free to put your details, your phone numbers, your email addresses if you will need further information from the Rural Gems. All we do is to make a difference in people's lives. If you've been attending all these sessions, you need to do something. You need to take action. You just don't listen and then that's it. Please take action. And then finally, we have our fundraising because yes, we're a non-profit organization, but we also need money to carry out all the activities that we do. So we will need your help in any way you can. One of the ways, some of the ways in which you can support us are you can donate money directly to us. You can decide to sponsor the shipment of the books to Nigeria. And you can also donate local books to us in Nigeria. And that's about it, guys. And without further ado, I will stop sharing. Sorry, guys, please, can you all mute yourselves? Please mute yourselves, thank you. Just a quick one there. I just want to share our website, details of our website with you, just in case you would like to know more about us, because we can't actually discuss everything here. If you'd like to know more about the Rural Gems, our website address is theruralgems.org. So if you just type online, the Rural Gems, our name, the first thing that will pop up is our website. And that's our homepage. Once you see my picture, you know you're in the right place. And for you to donate, you can click on the donate button, or alternatively, you can pay directly into our bank account. Thank you very much for listening. And now I will like to invite our speaker for today. Her name is Ola Mustafa. She is an event and marketing consultant and also a project manager. We chose to invite Ola because she's very versatile and she knows a lot about importation and events management and all sorts of things. So she gave us a beat on the 27th of December. So today we are now, we've invited her to do justice to the topic, importation of goods, so that people who indicated that they wanted to know more about importation of goods will know the details and then be well informed to get going. So over to you, Ola.
Hello.
Hello, I'll stop sharing, sorry. Oopsie. Sorry, guys. Sorry, Ola.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, over to you, please.
Okay, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Ola Tokumbo Bumi Mustafa, and I'm an event and marketing consultant. I cannot do this without giving you my background. So I'm an importer, but I'm not an importer. So my son is the importer, but I'm the one that do the work. So I'm able to share the story. So the plan was to actually tell you how I got there and the little experience that I have. But the little was a little bit thorough. So I kind of, I got involved in it. So I will start with my just brief background about myself. As an event, I describe myself as an event and marketing consultant. It depends on who I'm talking to. If I feel that they find it a bit complex, I say project manager. It's easier. So that has allowed me to delve into a lot of organizations, from aviation to money transfer to NHS to local authority. As a matter of fact, local authority are one of my super clients. And social services, you just name it. It's like, if I'm interested in the client or the subject or whatever, the organization, I go thoroughly into it. I literally research and become very passionate, and and I like to do things differently. So I'll be looking for the uniqueness on what I can tender to them. So in a nutshell, as an event and marketing consultant, I tend to be quite innovative as well. I also work with a lot of engineers. I'm actually, as we speak, the special duty secretary for the engineering forum. I've been with them for over 10 years. So consistently be working in partnership with them and for them and through them. So, which has also taken my experience to another dimension. So how did I get into the food industry and the agro and what we're talking about today? So I have an only child who decided that he wants to be an importer. And that was really strange. But obviously, he got the inspiration from me as a business person. But the food industry was actually from my mother. And it took me a long time for me to understand that that was where he got the inspiration from. But anyway, that's where he got it from. So, and I was thinking, that you've never been to Nigeria, what do you know about Nigerian food? He does eat Nigerian food. That's his favorite food. He speaks Oyinbo like, the white man out there. But really, my son is very Nigerian inside. Me, the mother, don't actually eat Nigerian food like that. I only prefer jollof rice. But my son will eat ogbono and the names that I can't even pronounce, everything. So he understands Nigerian food. So that's how I got into being an importer. So it's helping my son to get all the stuff in Nigeria and to research it both in the UK and in Nigeria. But you cannot know this without me telling you the grassroots of actually the story. I don't want us to do the fashion bit. I want us to go raw so you understand that there's more to it, than just importing. And it's very important that you understand it so you can have value for those who've been there. We have some geniuses amongst them. I strategically invited our leaders in the industries, the people that know a lot, that can tell you so much about importers. And what did I do? I did a flyer. I did not take a penny from anybody. So it says supported, but I never asked for money. I asked for logos and I put it there on purpose so that they can come here. Because I won't be finishing with you guys. I have another session that I'm going to, another meeting. So they will continue with you. So they are, I think I've seen one or two of them. Where am I going with this? We decided to we walk backward. So I'm going into importing now. We walk backward. I actually wrote something that I'm going to share with you in a few minutes, but I want to go to the real story. So we walked backward. We started researching from the UK to see how we get our off-takers, the buyers, who are the people, what do they buy normally? So we went to different shops in the UK. We did both desk research, and we literally went to places like Peckham, Woolwich, those places that are noted for Nigerian food. We'd ask questions, we know what the favorite, one day I actually went to a place called Dalston. I sat there for 2 days. I was going there, I would get there at 8:30 and I would leave there about 5, 6, sometimes late. So the 2 days I sat in a lady's shop and they were just people's coming in, wanting to know what to buy and what they were buying. So I asked a few questions. So that gave me the raw idea of what to buy and what not to buy. And I was able to develop a very good relationship with majority of the market people. Those are people that will buy it as well. As much as I did that, I also established a fantastic relationship with the gurus of the industry in the UK. We formed an association called the NDTIA. NDTIA means Nigerian Nigerian Diaspora Trade Association, Trade Association. Yeah, I will get that for you anyway. I know it, but it's not coming at the moment. But anyway, so that's what we've done. We are not, we just have Facebook page and we have WhatsApp group. And these are the Olu, the Ola Olas, the Ades, you know, the big boys in the industry, the big women, the Abi Global, all of them are in that group. So my son being the youngest importer, establishing a relationship with them was fantastic because they were able to guide us in their own little way. They haven't got time for anybody most times, not because they're trying to be snobbish, but because of the kind of job they do. It's very, very time consuming and very capital intense as well. So people don't want to leave the capital waiting because they need to meet somebody or whatever. But anyway, that aside, so I packed my load and decided to go to Nigeria to go and find out what's up in Nigeria. So we're starting on how to import. And this is how to import. You go to Nigeria to look to source for what you're looking for. Be it peanut, gari, drinks, food, whatever. It is very important that you actually get your source. Traceability is so essential, both in Nigeria and the UK, but let's talk about UK because you're bringing it to UK. Those are the requirements. Traceability, very, very important, which means that if you're doing gari, that gari means cassava. Anyway, if you're doing that, you need to go and find out the farmers, where they originated from. Because just in case anything happens in the UK when you bring them here, you can trace it back to the farmer. I will use beans as an example. If you go and buy beans traits are quite intriguing because it comes from the northern part. There's a farmer that will plant it. Apparently, this is not 100%, but I'm telling you, this is the truth. I did that research. The farmers these days are not as authentic as the old ones. So they tend to use some chemicals in growing some of our seeds, beans being one of them. And those seeds are not acceptable in the UK. So of course, if anything went wrong, if you bring the beans to London and there's something wrong, you have no choice but to trace it back to where it came from. So it's a very rare thing to do, but these are what the authentic, the original food importers do. They go as far as actually getting those products, and they would actually take them to the labs to test them. And that's the truth, to test the quality of what they're bringing. Do you understand? They might know the farmer, they might not necessarily go to the farm and get it, but whatever source they are, they have to do that test so that the problem won't come to them, if that makes sense. So how do we then, these are the things that you need to bear in mind when you're trying to import. So you get your source, that's very important. After your source, you look for a shop. I always advise to get a shop over there. Not shop to rent. You say, what do you want the shop for? You will have an advantage if you have that. The reason why your shop will be there is for you to store things. Like most of our food are seasonal. Like for example, beans, again, I'm going to use beans. They have time that they actually come where they grow, and it's cheaper value that time. So you have time to actually store them in your storage. And the same storage obviously can you use to clean, the environment, to pack your bags, because it's cheaper for you to, when you're importing, you have to have them at a certain size. And that's usually economically, for you to gain from it, for you to benefit from it, 20 kilo bags ideal for grains, like beans, like rice, watermelon, the ofada rice, melons, the seeds, melons, the, all sort of food that you want to bring like that. So the packing in 20 kilos gives you more advantage. So the sizing to put it in the container as well, they are very important. The space that you will use, the shipper that you'll be dealing with will be able to give you an idea of how many bags you can bring in with that measurement. So most times when you buy from your suppliers or from the farmers, you will buy it at the 50 kilos or 100 kilos somehow. But most times, if you're a true business market person, you buy in tons, and then you would then split it into that size. So you have that opportunity and advantage to be able to store stuff in your shop that you can always constantly meet there and can be, and then the most important thing is the environment as well. Apart from the fact that you want to be sure that they've actually cleaned them and packed them properly in a very clean environment. So that's why I mentioned the shop. But there's also alternative for that shop thing. There are markets or shops, an area where you can pack from. They usually have a temporary shop, which you can use during the packing of trying to bring it to the UK. So you can have a shop that you can rent for about a week or a month. They're not usually very expensive, but when you have a permanent one, it's usually is an advantage. So you can stock your stuff, you can go in and out, and you can offload, you can buy things, you can do bulk buys when there's sales on, at certain times. So that's, you have to think like a market person as well. So it's an advantage. So after that, you also, before even doing all that, you need to research on a shipper. You need, that's one of the biggest headache in Nigeria, I can tell you that. So if you get the shipper that will be able to help you load, all these logistics, they become much easier. They will carry the headache as well, as long as you're willing to pay it. But I know certain people who physically do it themselves. They just want to be sure of what's been packed in their container. So you have that, really. And to be honest, that's about it, apart from the headache of dealing with the shipper. You pack your stuff, what you want to buy, what you're sourcing, so even the sourcing bit as well. It depends on when you're going there. That's why the shop is essential, very essential, because you will benefit from having a shop or not a warehouse or a place that you can actually store those things. So so you do the packing, and it's also advisable to have a trusted person in Nigeria that will help you check. Despite the fact that you have a shipper that is loading all these things as well, they will check to make sure that things are, the date, expiry dates, all those things, you need to be very, very thorough and be very, very smart about it. Because if you feel that the supplier and they're going to bring in, let's say, Lady B custard, for example. So they're bringing custard, but there's an expiry date, because when you bring them down here, the people that will be buying from you must keep them for a certain amount of time. So the time, the date, the expiry date is very, very essential, that that they've given you up to a year. Do you understand? So you also need to bear in mind that because of the logistic, how it is in Nigeria, ideally, if you wanted to bring many containers every month, you could have done that easily, but they've made it so uneasy because of the road work and problems. So you can have a delay for another month. So we find out that sometimes we want 3 containers to come in, but at different times, but we'll have the 3 containers together. Do you understand? So these are the few issues, the logistic in Nigeria. We have no control over that. We've looked for different avenues. I've actually looked thoroughly. There are a few ideas, but they're not practical. So we have no choice but to go there, apart from the sea. I mean, if I'm talking to you because I have experience in container load from Nigeria, not the air freight ones, but the container load. So these are the things that we just need to bear in mind. The other aspect of it is, after shipping it, then the logistic, the other things that you will face will be the custom, the customs as well, how, the load, the counting, the figures and all those things. Believe you me, there's no point going through all that stress. You pay the shipper the money that it needs. One thing that we do, is we have an assistant, a manager in Nigeria that will follow our shipper. They're never comfortable with it, but it's a very good strategy if you want to be sure that your goods will get there safely. And also, not only that, to just be sure that, it's going as planned, because you would not have control over, there's an aspect of loading your stuff and then trying to wait for it. Do you understand? And they spend 2 weeks, 3 weeks on the road trying to get your stop from Ido Market to Apapa, where the shipping line is. So those logistics are things that I'm going to share with you, but they are not things that you need. It's good for you to understand them, but it's actually better for you to use a shipper that would deal with those logistics. Otherwise, you'll be so stressed out. We needed to know about it because my son was one of those, he's a young boy, so he wanted to know every penny he spends, he wanted to be thorough and know that, okay, this is why I'm paying this amount to the shipper, this is why I'm paying this amount to the shipper, and this is the cost of it. He would call the shipper, the Grenadell, all those people, he will call them direct and ask. He will go online and get all those facts, so that they're not just giving the figure, but he's sure that that's what they're getting. So he's been very lucky. The gentleman that's been dealing with our shipping is a gentleman called Mr. Samuel, and is Kani, Canmi, is very, the guy used to be a corporate man, so he worked in the city. He was a shipper himself, so he has that shipping. So he has that patience to explain and break it down for you as well. So those are the people that will do the clearing for you. So that's about it. There's nothing much to it than it's just complicated the way things are in Nigeria. But there's absolutely nothing to importing food. Just get it right. I mean, I went as far as going to SON office. I went as far as going to NAFDAC. Just to understand what their requirements, what they do, and I actually went into all those places to find out as much as I can. But really and truly, the NAFDAC thing means nothing to us in the UK. They don't, if you're NAFDAC registered with an item, is irrelevant. They don't understand it. They know what it is, but it's not acceptable, it's irrelevant to them. So your product is NAFDAC registered in the Nigeria, it doesn't mean that it's valid here. They won't just accept it based on that, if that makes sense. So, so when you get to the UK, the only requirement in the UK, again, this is where I like to share that I actually wrote those ones down. Mary, I actually sent you a copy as well, because just in case my phone, 1 second, please. Okay. Can you make me share so I can upload it here?
Yes, yes. I've given you control.
Okay,
can
cool.
Share. Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Yeah, we're just waiting for it to load up. It says you're sharing, but we haven't seen the document yet.
Okay, I can't even see it myself. I clicked on it.
Is it the PDF you sent to me?
Yeah.
Okay. I will get that up and share. Just a minute, guys, for it to come up, and let's see. Yeah, okay. So I will. Do you want to stop sharing so that I can share?
I can't even see. Stop share. Yeah, stop. Yeah, cool.
Okay. Can you see it?
Yes, I can now. Yes. So I have no control, but it's fine. I'll basically, you can just be controlling it.
Okay.
Mine, I have a copy on my phone, so
Right.
Okay, so in the UK, the requirement for you to import is actually you need to register and have an EORI number. We call it URI or something like that. But anyway, what does that mean? It's simply the economic operator identity number. So, and how do you apply for that? You basically phone the HMRSC for it. There's a number direct that will take you there. Even if all you have to do is just Google all these things, they will come up and take you straight to there. And EORI is used to just tracking the system, is a tracking system where the government used to actually know that, you know, because when you actually apply for it, they're going to ask you for your NI number, your name, your address, and things like that. And one of the things that they ask for is actually the shipper that will be clearing your loads as well. So, which is the reason why I always say walk backward, get all those places, get the shipper, both in the UK and the one in Nigeria as well. You know, it's very important that you have those reliable shippers that will work with you as you go along. So the next one is the commodity code. Commodity code is quite interesting. This is the code used on commodity to make customs declaration. So the this is actually applicable when you bring stuff from different places, EU and Africa, as an importer. So the commodity code is also the code that is used to identify certain commodity. So like Indomie, for example, the code on Indomie is different from the code on Supermalt that is coming from Nigeria. So they have all those codes. So the codes, you don't need to look for it, but it's good to understand it. And this is what I say to you. This is the job of the shipper. They know the code without even having to research because they've been doing it for years. So they know the right one. So, so that's, yeah, I think that's about it with the commodity code. It's good to have a good understanding of it, but that's what it is. Then after that is a duty and levy to pay on each items. Very important that you have a good understanding. It will help you to work out your profit as well as, you know, many other things as well. But again, the duty and levy are usually dealt with by the shipper as well, because it's the customs that will raise that and give it to the shipper that you're using. But the understanding of it is very, very essential. So again, I did a bit of a note from HMR and Investpedia, yeah. So a duty is a type of tax that is levied on the value of goods and services such as VAT. A levy is an obligatory payment to the government. I mean, I think we all know what this is, but it's just to give you an idea anyway. So that's basically what it is. And I'm willing to share this with you, anybody that wants it, but Mary's got it. So if you want, you can reach out to Mary as well for a copy. So what is the import duty? Import duty is a tax collected on imports and some exports by countries' customs authorities. I'm reading from my phone, so please bear with me. A good value, the value of the good really usually what they use it to dictate, that dictates the import duty. Depending on the context, on what you actually have as an item. The import duty may also be known as customs duty, tariff, import tax, or import tariff. So that's just to explain to you to understand all this lingual, so that when your shipper is talking about it, you have an idea. And it's also very important for you to, it literally, that I learned from my son, I have to tell you that, because he wanted every penny, he wanted to understand it. So import license, I also wrote here, do a desk research, very, very important. You can't just go into it because Ola told you this is how it's done. It's very, very important.
You're not on the right page.
Pardon?
You're not on the right page.
I'm not reading from what you have. I'm reading from my, I'm on step 4 as we speak.
Okay.
The controller has moved it away from the page.
Okay. Okay, so I'm actually reading from my thing, from my phone. Okay, so the desk, I mentioned that they do a desk research. Desk research is applicable here. The research will let you find out if you need an import license or certificate. You might need an import license or a certificate if you import certain goods to the UK, such as plant or animal product, or control goods such as drugs, chemical, or weapons. You need to apply for an import license and get any other necessary document or certificate before you import to the UK. So this, I think, might be applicable to things like in our own thing, palm oil. I've heard them talk about chili pepper as well, the coloring, because of the coloring in it. They thoroughly looked into that as well. They've never mentioned certificate, but I heard them mentioning it in DEFRA that they might consider something like that, but I don't think they've done that yet. So I'm going to step 5 now, which is update and changes regarding import VAT. So if you are a UK VAT registered company, you may be entitled to postpone accounting for import VAT on your VAT return instead. Okay, so that's something is missing there actually. I first of all explained, I think I wrote something like explaining that you should always try and update yourself regularly by going into the HMRC's website for current update. As a matter of fact, there's a new law about the few changes this January. So there's a lot of videos out there explaining certain things about importing. The rules have changed, and just because of Brexit as well. So this is possible if you use the goods, you import to the UK in your business and includes your EORI and VAT registration. Okay, so I think I jumped there. So basically what we're saying here is that if you're VAT registered as well, it's actually possible for you to get, if you're VAT registered, because you're VAT registered, your EORI number is already part of your VAT. 100%, the number is linked with VAT. So you have an advantage as well. That's when you can actually ask for if they've levied some amount on, you can negotiate to actually pay instrumentally. You can ask. I think that's what that is. The step 5 is. So can we move on to the next step, please? So then the UK global tariff. To be honest with you, this is not really your business. This is for the shipper, but it is so important for you to understand it. Very, very essential that you understand what it is, so that when the legal are being used on the paperwork that they're going to give to you, you'll be able to understand all this, the bill of loading, all those things. When they come in, you could see the breakdown, the codes, where they're coming from. So check the UK global tariff, that's the UKGT, to see if the goods you import are subject to custom or excess duty. The government has this, oops, you jumped. Okay, you will read it up. Okay. All right, so I started using the screen, but you're moving it. But anyway.
Sorry, is that okay now?
Yeah, this is fine. So
sorry.
This is, I don't even need to read all this. So I'm very happy to share this. Mary can share this with you, but these are just basic things that you need to understand about importing, really and truly. So I
can share with them, and I think they want to ask questions.
Yes, I think so too. So that's, I'm happy to answer any questions.
Okay.
So thank you very much, guys, for listening. And I'm hoping, another advantage for having me here is that when you bring your product and you're trying to sell it, or you've made your product, for example, people are doing a lot of packaging now and they want to put it on they want Nigerians to know about it. I have very good relationship with majority of these big boys that you only need about 3 or 4 of them. Once they have it on their shelves, believe you me, the whole Nigeria will know about it in the UK. But yeah, so there are opportunities like that as well. So if we just move on, and then I can just face the audience and ask as much question as you want.
Okay, thank you very much, Ola. Just like you said, guys, if you have any question, just put it in the chat, or just put your name in the chat so that we can go gradually. I think what is going to happen is I will send out Ola's presentation, this PowerPoint, to everyone. So make sure you type in your email address in the chat if you want to get it. But with respect to what Ola just said, the final thing you said about packaging, I have something here, jollof paste, which was made by one of us. Actually, our presenter for the previous talk sessions, Shewa Adeniji. It's called the jollof paste. So this is the packaging. It's got all the allergens and ingredients in it. I can show you what it looks like. So when you bring it out, it looks something like this. It's just like a sauce, okay? Yeah. I've used it and it's lovely. So this takes the stress of you frying your tomatoes and onions and all of that to get your jollof rice done. So what it says on the package is just measure out 300 grams of rice, wash it with cold water, and then you mix this with the rice and add 600 mils of boiling water to it and cover it in your pot. Within 20 minutes, your jollof rice is done. Guys, I've actually used it and it's lovely. I've given it to a number of people and they said they also liked it. So as part of what we do on this platform, if you have any of your products, like Ola said, we can help you to promote it, but you have to make it of a high standard so that you show us that you really know what you're doing. So I'll stop there. I just thought I should jump in and show you this. So if you need it.
Yeah, I know Shewa is very creative. She's done so many things, from frozen to fresh. So we've tried. My son is Shewa's very good client. She talks about food till date. So yeah, I've seen some of her products. She's extremely creative. She can do so much.
Yeah. So we'll put it we're taking it as part of our social enterprise for TRG, so that, yes, we're a non-profit organization. So what we're doing is we'll buy the products from her, sell it, and if we get any profit, we channel it back into the activities we do in TRG, like feeding the needy, feeding the poor, shipping the books and all of that. So that's part of what we want to do as TRG social enterprise. So we'll put it on our website, and you can also contact me or contact Shewa to buy it. And if you want to be a distributor also for her, she'll be grateful. So that's it. Any questions, guys? Sorry. I'm sorry, Lara, I thought you wanted to say something. Lara.
Good afternoon. Thank you so much. I thought you said someone could speak to you personally, so I thought it would be after the program.
Okay. Yes. So you want to speak to me personally? Yes, that's fine. No worries. Guys, do you have any questions? The experts are here. Apart from Ola, she's invited. Okay, Shewa, Sister Shewa, over to you. You can unmute yourself.
Hello. Yeah. Hello.
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 Hello. Thanks a lot, Mary, for setting all of this up. We really appreciate it. And Ola, thanks for honoring this invitation. I was so looking forward to this. Thank you so much. The question really is about NAFDAC, because I've had a less interesting experience with NAFDAC Nigeria. And I really think that they're part of the people I need to progress my work in Nigeria, to have some things produced in Nigeria, then sent here to be sold in the UK. So I need you to please clarify on that. For example, if I want to package Gary in Nigeria, do I need NAFDAC? And if there's no NAFDAC number on the smaller bits of Gary that I package in Nigeria, will they allow me to get it through the port in Nigeria? Because I thought they were so keen on the NAFDAC number on things like that.
The answer is no. There's no rules that would, it's irrelevant to the UK. If you're selling them in Nigeria, yes, maybe, then you will need NAFDAC number to be able to sell it. But if you're importing them, there's no need for NAFDAC. It's totally irrelevant. They don't know NAFDAC. Our association were trying to look into it on how we can develop that relationship with the NAFDAC over there and the DEFRA in the UK. We were trying to bring both parties together. We tried a few times, but it just, I don't know why, but it didn't work somehow. Do you understand? So the answer is no, to be honest.
Okay.
We don't
here
all the time.
Let me drill down a bit, because I want to walk away from this meeting with a result in terms of the challenges I've brought on. So let me drill down a bit. So what you're saying is that if I package Gary, for example, in Nigeria, put my label on it, everything is done, and there is no NAFDAC number, so the ports in Nigeria, would they allow the shipper to load those things and bring them here?
The answer is yes. We've never, I'm telling you, my relationship with NAFDAC is to build relationship with all the parties involved in, the UK, DEFRA, the Heathrow, all of them. That's port health is the reason why I established relationship with NAFDAC. There's no need for you to have NAFDAC on your Gary that you're bringing to the UK, but it's also an advantage if you do a lab test. So the analysis will back you up. Even that, some people don't do it, but those who understand it, why they're doing it, they do it.
Thank you.
There's no need for NAFDAC.
Thank you.
Just want to add that in addition to what Ola has just said, if you are bringing in anything from here or taking anything from here to Nigeria, you will need NAFDAC to approve what you are bringing in. Yeah, NAFDAC regulates the production and consumption of items made in Nigeria and imported into Nigeria or exported into Nigeria. You don't need NAFDAC to bring anything in here. I think what you need are the people on ground here to approve whatever you are bringing in.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. Ola, somebody said, how do we find the shippers in UK?
Okay, so I've given you a gentleman's name. You can Google him, Canmi, C-A-N. Okay. I thought I saw him earlier on, actually. So C-A-N-M-I.
Actually, yeah, somebody also in the chat has recommended Cami, this same Cami. She said she's been using Cami for a long time, for over 10 years now, that their professionalism is unrivaled. Yeah, so Cami is the way to go. However, guys, if you want, what we usually do at the end of the session is we collate all the key points and I circulate them as email, okay? So don't worry, everything, all the details will get back to you, and the recording will also be put in our gallery on our website so that people who didn't hear the details can revisit the presentation. And another question, somebody said, where are there gaps in the market and which products are on high demand?
I mean, I could answer based on my little knowledge. I mean, for example, if you bring in 10 containers of Indomie in the UK, they sell. Every Nigerian eats Indomie, excluding me. We don't have Indomie at all. I don't like it. My son does, but I don't actually buy it and I don't encourage it. But we sell it. So they actually label my son Indomie Director. That's what the big boys in the market call him. So that's one of the thing for sure. But the truth of the matter is the profit margin on it is amazing. It's not a lot. But if you have enough capital to bring enough to get the to get it, it sells like that. That's one for sure. And Gary, it's something that I think everybody eats. I believe so. It's another seller. You know, I think also depends on the weather as well. I mean, we don't do, around this time, we would do certain food and certain food we won't do around winter. So for example, my son is really, he likes to buy products that are straightforward, like Indomie, Malta, Guinness, something very neat that he doesn't have to be dividing and be sharing, that sort of thing. So around from March, April, we focus so much on drinks, you know, the super malt, Malta Guinness, we do that a lot around that period. Around this period, we do a lot of Gary, we do a lot of, the swallows, we do a lot of that. We do a lot of soup ingredients around this time as well. The chili pepper, we do it around this time as well. So certain things sell at certain times, but Nigerians eat their food. So it's amazing that you just have to find your own marketplace. Just find where you can sell them. Do you understand? I mean, I was reading the other day online when one lady was saying, please, sis, who can help me? I live in Birmingham, but it's not Birmingham, it's in the middle of blah, blah, blah. And then there's nowhere. I said, we have 1 or 2 Nigerians in Birmingham that we supply with that. So she said, yeah, but there's still something missing. It's going to take her almost 40 minutes to get there. So there's none. And so I said, how many Nigerians do you have there? And she said, okay, we'll do a deal then, if that's the case. So I created a market for my son straight away from there. Do you understand? So there are loads of places in the UK that you can go, that you don't have to be in London to sell those. As a matter of fact, when you sell in London, you lose money. And that's the truth because of the competition. And that's the honest truth. But you look for your own avenues. There's so many. EU, many other places that you can sell to. They're not necessarily in the UK, but find your own, if you're trying to do what Ola and Bola and Shegun are doing, then it's usually a big mistake. Mr. Atunde?
Yeah, I have a question. What will you say about someone who intends to bring, to package palm oil into England or into Europe? What would be your advice for that kind of person?
We've done it once and I found it messy, so we didn't do it again.
Is it just because of its messiness, or does it, apart from being messy, is there anything that stands against it, so to say?
Oh yeah, the coloring, there's a problem. They go into shop and seize it. The local authority, you'll have to look that up. Dye, that's it, yeah. There's, I think they use dye to make it more brighter, or there's a color. There's the original color from the farm itself is different from what they sell. So for it to look attractive, they put dye in it, and those dye are supposed to be unhealthy for us. So local authorities, council will go into shops and seize those items. So I literally those kind of items, because remember, it's my son, my only child, is the one dealing with it. So anything that is going to be complicated like that, I tell him not to bother with them. So we've done palm oil before, but it was just too messy. I didn't like it, So so we sold it to just one person, but we're lucky. It was a good profit. Don't get me wrong, but it's we just don't touch it. But the potential there. A lot of Africans buy it, but I would suggest that you go to DEFRA. DEFRA is a Department of Environmental Food, DEFRA, Rural Authority or something like that. Yeah, that's what it is. If you write DEFRA, Google it. Honestly, they're very friendly. Speak to any one of them. Just tell them that you want to know about palm oil. When can I bring it in? What are the requirements? What are the things that you need? You're allowed to bring it in, but you need to follow certain guidelines. Do you understand? Okay. And then, so they will seize it if those things are not appropriate.
So it will go through their testing.
Yeah, that's correct. But you know, if once you have the requirement, you can do the testing in Nigeria. We have very good labs in Nigeria, including NAFDAC, Sun, they claim to not have they have the machinery, but they're not, you know, you can go to any of those. There's some private labs as well. The universities in Nigeria as well, we have some nice labs that are willing to help, but you will have to pay, obviously.
And somebody said, where how do they find the shippers in Nigeria?
Okay, so that's a very interesting one. There are not many of them. What I can do is send you a few numbers and names, but they are in the same sort of like circle, if that makes sense. They know each other. How do you find them? You can't even Google them. You have to get a recommendation from there. Still, even though, you know, I'm sorry to say this, but it's a fact. Regardless of how much you love them and know them and be nice to them, they're not dependable. That's the truth. But there are a circle of them, and most of our food people, we all use the same sort of like circle. The same. There are not many of them in Nigeria, but they have an association in Apapa, but that still doesn't guarantee anything for you. You know, they will have that experience, but not experience to import. So there are a few names. If I think towards the end of that, you've got my number. If you need any help, you can always call. Few numbers. Yes, that's how we got them. It was just through one lady that's used this one and that one. There are people that will come up to you and say, oh, we can do it, but sometimes they can't do it.
Okay.
Maybe Ilara is putting up her hand. Lara.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much for all the information. It's quite an eye-opener. My question is this. For someone like me, I love doing business and all of that. And this is something that, to be honest, I would love to do. But for a starter, what is your take on it? Capital-wise, I know you've talked a lot about what are the maybe flaws that we should watch out for in it so that, you know, there's always a start to everything.
Okay, so there's loads of, just like anything else, any business that you do is a risk. It doesn't matter what you can do, you know, and also one can develop blood pressure because once it gets on the ship, you have to start monitoring. You can see it through the, you know, the system, how it's moving and how long it will take and all those things. But where the pressure comes is when you're trying to get your shipper to actually load it. They have to wait for certain times. I literally developed relationship with the customs there, looking for ideas and why must it be like that? Do you understand? You know, so that's one of the downfall of it. The downfall is with the shippers in Nigeria as well as the logistic as well. Those two places, and then the transportation. You know, like the roads. They're leaving Apapa to they're leaving Undo market to Apapa. Ideally, if you drive, it shouldn't take more than 25 to 30 minutes. But they're telling us that it takes days, 8 days for them to reach there because there's a long queue for them to do that. So they are one of the disadvantages. My son's vision was totally different. He would do Indomie. The big boys and big girls are not keen about Indomie like that because of the amount of money that you're going to put in it. You're going to put like 38,000 or 40,000 on one container and you get 2,000. If you're very good at it, if you have a very good database like I do, and you want to sell individually, maybe you make 3,200. Because we have the numbers, so we can actually send out messages to thousands immediately. I can do a broadcast to reach about 8,000 people, 8,000 Nigerians, using my database to say, I've got Indomie, come and take it for $4.99, that sort of thing. I would do that. A majority of our competitors will not do that. Does that make sense? So that's one of the disadvantages. So for you to make money like that, then you will have to order maybe 3 containers that would make sense. So the 3 containers coming together and you can try and make maybe 2,000 pounds that, but that's almost 100,000 pounds being tied down. So the big boys will not operate like that. They will not do 33 blah blah blah, you know. So and my son loves his job so much that he's ready to carry to save him that 400 pounds, because you have the people they're going to offload your stuff from the container when it arrives in the UK. That will cost you at least about 300 to 400 pounds. My son will not give that 400 pounds to anybody. He will call his friends, buy them drinks, and they will start packing, if that makes sense, you know. Occasionally, sometimes he will do it himself. Sometimes he will sell the container direct. So that's one of the things. That's one of the problems that we usually have. The logistic in Nigeria. Not otherwise, it's a good business to get into. You just have to understand and find your own, you know, find your own clientele. And once you can discover that, you can't go wrong with it.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much. Yeah. Somebody, I think there are a number of people on this platform who are producers or something. Guys, if you want to market your product to us, or you want to tell us more about importation of goods, like some of you typing things in the chat, why don't you just share it with everybody on the platform? You can unmute yourself and speak.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay. My name is Isi Inyang. I run Easy Niger Foods. I can see Ola smiling. I have a couple of products that I will share with you, Mary. Unfortunately, okay. I didn't bring them, so I can't show pictures. The question I have, I don't know if this is actually for Ola or it's for a shipper, is when I look at the commodity codes, when goods are being imported, the commodity codes are for individual items. Say you have commodity codes for palm oil or for pepper or for vegetables. My product is a mixed product, is a composite product. It's a soup product with all the ingredients mixed. So you reconstitute it with water, just like you do your tomato soup that you buy in a sachet. But mine is egusi and ogbono and our soups. How do I get the commodity codes for that kind of product that is really not known to the Western market? Would you know?
Okay, not really, to be honest with you, but I can just use my common sense to say that that's actually, they will have a product like that, a similar thing that they'll be able to use the code. But having said that, I'll help you look into it. You can call DEFRA and you can call the Port Health as well. They usually have it. But the shipper, Sam was here earlier on. Sam would have been able to answer this properly, to be honest with you. Because if you look at, I'm trying to think of product that would bring like that might have, because I know it's his product. Anyway, they all have codes. So they will put it in a category. Do you understand? That would definitely have a code somehow.
Okay.
Yeah, but Sam, you and I can talk later.
Okay.
Sam.
All right.
Sam is here. He's still there.
Sam.
He's a very shy man.
Sam, please speak.
He's a very reserved man, but he's so knowledgeable. He's there.
Please, Sam, hide your picture and speak to us. Thank you.
Hi, Sam.
He's not talking. Okay. Somebody.
Maybe you should just do one-to-one. He's a very reserved chap. He speaks very well. He's used to be corporate, but things like this, I don't know what it is with him, but he literally, I throw mic at him a few times at an event, you know, so he's there, but he's not talking, because I saw him earlier on. Yeah,
okay.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay.
Before you go, Ola, is Patricia here?
Okay, Patricia is talking. After Patricia, we'll.
But I have 3 minutes with you. I have a meeting at 5, which I need to set up.
Okay. After Patricia, quickly, we'll take today's question and you can leave while we carry on. While we
I
round
just
up,
wanted to help with the last question, if you don't mind. My name is Patricia.
Sister Patricia, yes, that's her.
Yeah, Best Produce International UK Limited. I deal with quality standards and Global Gap and IFS. It should be listed under combinable product. The person who asks about.
I see. Issy.
Hi, yes, I can hear. Thank you, Patricia.
I will give each other's number. You need to speak to.
I know
we've met at your event actually.
Okay,
but yes.
Yeah.
All right, fantastic.
Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Tunde, I think you raised up.
Yeah, Mr. Tunde, you put up your hand.
Mine, yeah, I did. Mine has to do with advertising, yeah, because I also, I'm an advertising practitioner. I know in Nigeria, yeah, you cannot advertise food and drinks without going through NAFDAC and APCON. APCON is Advertising Practitioners Council of Nigeria. Is there a regulatory body in England that you have to go through before you can advertise food and drinks?
Unless we're doing something wrong. So let me lower my voice because it's been recorded. Remember, I'm a marketing consultant myself, so we market.
That means you should have a bit of you should know a bit of advertising if you're a marketing person.
Marketing, yes. But there's nothing that you do in the UK that does not have a regulatory body for it. You and I know that. So for as long as you're not breaking the laws, there's certain things that you will do. You must have certain things, your product that you're advertising. And the requirements are quite strict. There is an organization, actually, I got in touch with them. I wanted them to come and speak to our group at some point. Very intriguing group, very intriguing association. They are the one into all this labeling, the quantity, the all those things. Once those regulations are in place, there's no reason why you can't advertise food. Do you understand? Now, the difference between you, like what Mary showed us earlier on, I know that Shewa should be able to answer all this because those requirements are required, but we don't, it's not applicable to us. We are wholesalers, remember?
Okay.
We are selling to them that will break it down. We're not the one breaking it down. So you need to tell your client, your buyers, you need to show all those things to them. So we eliminate all these problems. That's why we are where we are right now, if that makes sense. But definitely with Shewa and many other people that have done that, those labels are the requirement. You have to really, really, the nutrition, the quantity, all those requirements, the calories and
the
all
components of the products.
Yeah, even the print. And I remember reading about the print. I mean, if Mary wants, there's this group association. I still want them to come and educate us about all this labeling in our group. It's still part of my plan for 2021. I'm happy to introduce you to that group as well. They're really, the environment, they're so excellent. They are a big part of DEFRA, but they have another association, very interesting. They do a lot of meetings and networking as well, but they're very generous with information as well as, and they're intrigued about the information that are passed on about ethnic minorities, Nigerian food mostly, so yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much, Ola.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yeah, we would like to have that information. We really appreciate your time. Thank you so much, Ola. Yeah, we know you want to leave.
All our members, anybody that wants to come. And again, Mary, because I see that it's a non-for-profit organization, I would definitely sponsor you. One of our clients, we sponsors organization. I actually didn't realize it was a non-for-profit. I would have tendered that to them. And even the lady and the one that I did that so that they can come in, and they have come in, they're not talking. So I didn't take a penny from them. There was no penny. I am not shy to take because it's my job. I'm not shy to say that, please sponsor. I would have transferred that sponsor to you, but I didn't take a penny from anybody. I've just put everybody's logo there so that to encourage them to attend, and then so that they can be able to add to whatever. If I leave now, they can be able to take over and explain all these things to you. But now that I know, I have, I do, obviously I do marketing. So part of my client, we will put you in the agenda for 2021 by God's grace to be able to sponsor 1 or 2 of your events as well.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
I've got to go now to go and prepare for my next, let me look at the time.
Meeting.
Yeah. Okay, maybe another 2 minutes because I see 2 hands
Yeah,
up.
2 hands are up.
Okay,
yeah,
thank you.
Okay.
All
right, can I take
Is it Ade? And
Yeah.
Ade Osunde?
Yes.
Good evening. My name is Ade Oseni. I am a forwarder and a logistic specialist in Lagos. My office is in Apapa, Eleganza Plaza. What I simply want to say is that it is very important for any importer into UK to understand the Nigerian process very well.
Yeah.
Because the issue at the port of shipping is very complicated.
Yeah.
In the sense that when you are bringing your good from anywhere in Nigeria and you get to Apapa, it might take a whole lot of time, like a month, to move. I don't know how many of you knows Apapa very well.
Yeah.
2 kilometers to the port, it might take you a month.
Okay, they finished this morning.
Please.
So this process
thing is very important. What this man is saying. Go on, Mr.
Hello?
Oseni. Yeah, we can hear you.
We can hear you.
Yes. So the shipper, the importer has to understand that when you are bringing your goods from anywhere, either from east or the north or from the south or wherever, and you get to Lagos, and you are about to get to the port in Apapa, and you are just 2 kilometers or 1 kilometer or 5 kilometers to the port of embarkment of your container, it might take you a month or 2 months to get your container to the ship, to the harbor, where it can be loaded on the ship. The reason is that there is a port congestion that disallows everybody that want to get their goods into the port to get there at the right time or their desirable time. As well, when you bring something into Nigeria, you clear it, to get it out into the city of Lagos might take you 3 months. So it has been a problem for everybody, and that has caused a lot of inflations in Nigerian market. So the shipper, the importer in the UK have to understand that there will be of Nigeria or bringing anything into Nigeria. So they have to factor all that in to avoid frustrations and pressures that may come in the process of taking things out of Nigeria. So I will talk to the organizer. Anybody that needs counseling or assistance can reach to me, and I can tell them the best way to go into result into loss of money and time if they don't take this situation.
Okay.
In Lagos.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Oseni. Your internet is breaking up. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, his points are very valid. You should hold on to him. I mean, he sounds very even knowledgeable, so that's even an advantage as well. I mean, he's standing there, but it's literally there are some men there that they know their stuff, but they're not as knowledgeable as the way he sounded just now. So that's also an issue. But again, that's where I told you that if you can develop blood pressure on you, because it won't make sense to you that your load is taking 3 months. Do you understand? So for you to get that gain 1 month, you have to bribe them to jump something to be able to at least get it within that 1 month. So that's the only
exactly.
Yeah, that's the only problem. Mr. Oseni, please drop in your number there, and I'll collect it from Mary as well. Thank you so much. That's a very good one. If he's,
I think I've done that.
Yeah. Okay.
I've done it. I've dropped it to Shewa.
Okay, so Mr. Ayotunde.
Yeah.
Mr. Ayotunde.
Hello. Hello, good evening. So that's this Ayotunde speaking.
Yeah, I beg your pardon.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that I am actually very new to this importing thing, but I am very, very interested. I've always been interested in importing, especially food items into the UK. Of course, looks like there are many wholesalers here, and I feel a little bit intimidated, but I'll still go ahead and because if to get to that stage, of course, you have to take little steps. So I want to find out if there is a particular WhatsApp group or somewhere where I can learn how to start this thing, because where I am in the UK is actually a small town, and sometimes it's difficult to get some of the things we really want. Sometimes we have to go to London to get those things. So many times I'm always like, how can I get these things here to actually sell to other Africans and Nigerians here? So I would like to find out, because I know everybody is needs to go now. I just want to find out how to start up, and then probably how to join a forum if there's one already. Thank you.
Do you want me to take that, Mary?
Yes, please.
Okay, Ayotunde, you're very blessed. It's not just the wholesaler there. You have Shewa, you have EC. EC has been selling package amala and everything in the package. If that is what you're looking at, you have quite a few numbers of people that can actually mentor you. But in terms of WhatsApp group, we have a group called Agro Business Experts, which really it's another level. We also have a food association as well. So if you want, I think my number is on that. My number is on
the chat.
The chat. Okay, you put my number on the chat?
Yes.
Okay, it's also in the presentation that I think towards the end of it, I wrote my number there.
Okay.
So you don't have any problem. The ladies here are very open. The gentlemen here are very open. They'll be willing to hold your hands like that. And I'm here anytime, any day to support. If you need any question, I'm going to offend one or two people here, but these are big boys. Our big boys are not as open as I am. So I'm supposed to be the coconut. The business is coded. So some of them actually run away from me. So I've broken a lot of rules here. I know that, but I've never believed in all those things because all this information are online. Literally, I kid you not. There's nothing to it. Whatever is going to be yours will be yours forever, no matter what you try and do. That's the honest truth. It's just that I don't like sly. I don't like when you think you're too smart and you want to outsmart. That's the only thing I don't like. But believe you me, if you want information, I can't. You see, the funniest part is my son is in Dubai. If my son was here, I can't do this presentation because he has become part of the coded too. That is how coded that food industry is. But it's not, you see, the young ones have this innovation. Their minds are totally different. They're ready to blow it away. They are another level entirely. Recently a gentleman contacted me and he said something very brilliant. He said to me, introduce me to these certain people. And these are big boys. And I did exactly what he wants me to do because his visions was phenomenal. He said, instead of me reinventing the wheel, let me speak to this guy and bring these things down to Northwest London. We own Northwest London. We know, and I know what he can see. The gentleman that saw it is a vision. I know, but I've given the numbers, but nobody, I don't think they've actually arranged it. I was expecting the whole Northwest London to be full of that person's name and everything, but they won't see it that way. I always do what anybody want me to do, to hand you over, to put something in their shelves. I sit down with them. I go in and say, so you don't want Aisha to eat anymore. Do you understand? So it's a good business to get into. Food is one of the industry that you can never go wrong. Our numbers are phenomenal. Nigerians, we need to be another Chinese. Believe you me. Our fufu, our egusi, as those girls call it, the trending thing. We need to do these things. I'm going to love you and leave you. Best wishes to everybody. I am open. You can Google Catherine Events if you're looking for me, but I'm here anytime. So thank you so much for having me. Thank you. I've got to go now. Thank you so much.
Very much.
Bye.
Thank you very much.
Bye, Ola.
Bye. And then everybody, all of you that have come from our group, I appreciate you.
Bye.
Bye, Ola.
We are going to
Thank you
another
again.
meeting. Bye.
Thank you, Ola.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you. Bye.
Guys, obviously, there are lots and lots of questions that people want to ask, but we can't keep going on and on. Our intention is to finish at 4:30. I don't know if any other person wants to make any contribution. There is somebody in the chat saying that he can, as part of the good gesture that Ola has extended to TRG, that he would like to tell us more about importation and exportation. Okay, more details for 2 to 3 minutes, but he's giving me his number in the chat, but I don't know why he doesn't want to speak. So I am hoping that more and more details will come from people. Then what I will do is collate all the information and send out to people as an email and also to your WhatsApp, if that's okay. What do you think, guys?
Yeah, that is fine.
Yeah, because
for
if
my
we
end.
keep talking,
Good
pardon?
idea.
Okay, lovely. Yeah, because we can't keep going. I will allow those who are shy to talk to me privately, and then I will collate all the information. And then if you also have your own questions that you need to ask any of these people, either Ola or Shewa or Seni or Patricia or Izzy or anybody, you can direct the questions to me so that I can pass it on to them. Okay, if you also want their phone numbers, I can give your phone numbers to them. But guys, it's really important to understand that the purpose of this platform is to encourage one another. We want to build a strong society. So in the midst of the pandemic, we don't want people to actually feel the bite. We want to kind of cushion the effect for you so that when you're landing, you land softly. So that's the whole essence of having this. So if you have any ideas that you think you want the platform to know about or you want people to share with you, why not? If you have any products you want to share with us, why not? We are very open to disseminate the information to people. And does anybody want to say anything? Any of the Board of Trustees? Or okay, I can see Shewa saying something. Okay, any of the Board of Trustees, does anybody want to say something before I move to Shewa? And then we'll have our closing remarks from Maureen Wanderson. Yeah, guys, we just have about 5 more minutes. Yeah, go on, Shewa. Okay, go on, Maureen.
Just to add a little bit, I can see from what people are posting online how interesting this topic is, and a lot of people are interested in it. So maybe later we can look at if there is a possibility of having a second one where people can then other people that wants to speak to us can then give their own part of the information as well, so people are well guided before they then move into that aspect of importing and exporting that they would so wish to do. But that is up to us here and in people indicating their interest if they do wish.
Yeah, the thing is, I'm overwhelmed with chats in the box, in the chat box. So I will sit down and get all the information ready and then disseminate. So the Board of Trustees will have a meeting based on what you guys have put in the chat, and then we'll get back to you on those things if there is need for us to have another session. But it's important for people to be specific about what they want to do. We've had all sorts of, we've had about 6 sessions now. I have already taken some steps based on what we've done so far. So stop dragging your feet, take a step. Life is all about risk. You take risk and you keep moving. Sorry, Shewa, please.
Thank you. I would like to say that this platform has been very impactful because I've been having feedback from people. From this platform, I have known a lady who contacted me, and we actually went through the registration of our company here in the UK. So she has registered our company and she's moving on. We need to make steps, no matter how tiny the steps are, because that will reassure us that we're going somewhere. It's not about just listening to different people talk. It's about you making your informed decision on where you want to take this knowledge or information. The main thing is to implement it. And if you know it's not for you, then that is fine. The choice is really yours. But we need to start taking steps. That will be very encouraging.
Thank you. Any other comments before?
Mary, I did send you a message. This is Patricia. I was invited by Ola. As I explained before, I'm the MD Best Produce International UK Limited. I deal with product certification to Europe, especially to supermarkets. So I want to encourage you with what you people are doing, and just wanted to add 1 or 2 things to what Sister Ola has said. You know, exporting from Nigeria has been challenging for many people because of this sort of the poor quality standard that we have in the country. And importing into UK, I have done that for over 14 years. It's not an easy job, but if you're determined, it can be achieved. And also into Europe as a whole. So now you have 2 markets. You can target UK and you can target Europe. I deal with the Global Gap certification and IFS certification. I'm actually the person pioneering the 2 standards in Nigeria. IFS is for processed produce, any processed produce. And it gives you a passport to exporting your product. The issue about labeling, packaging, because I think the only thing that my sister omitted is the issue of packaging. Food packaging is very important. The material you use for food packaging, there is requirement for food packaging before you come to labeling and all that. If you're producing the product here, it's easier because the council will certify you. You know, the council, any borough you are producing the product, unless you haven't informed them, the environmental team will be able to approve your whatever you're producing. And that people can get information from food standard agencies and DIFRA. But when it comes to certification, especially for exporting from Nigeria, either fresh produce or processed produce, there are requirements. My sister has already said that NAFDAC is not recognized in any part of Europe, not just UK. A NAFDAC number is not recognized. So you have to look at the standard from the nation you want to export your products to, okay? Now UK is separate from Ireland, from other rest of Europe. If you now want to export to any of those countries, you have to look at the European standard. So there are 2 different things. Now UK is standing on its own. It's no longer under European standard. So if you are exporting to Europe, you have to go by European standard. So I just wanted to add that to your team, to say that well done for what you're doing. and I wish you all the best. Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you so much for coming. Thank you very much for your valuable contributions. And we will still be in touch with you in the future for more. Yeah, I hope you'll be able to assist us some more. Thank you very much. And just a few announcements. We're wrapping up now. Just a few announcements, guys. Oops. So okay, just a few announcements. Guys, it's not like, non-profit organizations, we need money. It's not like we're begging for money, but if you think you want to support us, for example, in Nigeria, £1 is a lot, £2 is a lot, If you would like to set up direct debit or standing order to this account just to support us in what we're doing, you can choose any specific area. If you want the Meal on Me, because we did the Meal on Me, feeding the poor people in December, the hunger is real. Hunger is real in the society. We want to see if we can be able to do it monthly, but at the moment, we can only do it twice a year. But how would you be feeding people? You feed them once, and then in 6 months' time, you come back again and say, okay, take food. It would have been better to do it frequently. We always target to feed 100 people each time we go out in the community. And for each of them, it costs £2 to feed one person. So £200 per month if we are able to do that. And if you're also able to sponsor a child's literacy, reading to those children, we're now planning to have Zoom sessions with them back in Africa to be able to monitor their progress, their literacy from time to time. So all those things cost us money, and also shipping the books, basically. So if you're able to support us, please get in touch with me, or you can do it directly via our website. That would be very much appreciated. And finally, I'll hand over to Ms. Wanderson for the closing remarks. And just to let you know, all the details, I'll go through the charts, or we will go through the charts and extract all the key information that have been discussed on this platform, and I will send the information out as an email. The turnaround time is usually 48 hours, guys. Give me maximum of 48 hours to get the information across to you. Then the video will be, and the recording will be uploaded on our website, on the gallery of our website, so that people can go there and watch it at any time. And you can even invite your friends who are interested in such businesses to go and watch it online. And we're always open to questions and assistance. Over to you, Maureen, please.
Thank you, everybody. Good evening. It's been an amazing evening. Thank you to all the speakers that came this evening.
Mary, please stop sharing.
Thank you to all the speakers that came this evening. It's been amazing. Shewa, Patricia, Ola, and the rest. Sorry if I've omitted your name. Thank you to all of you. And even most importantly, the participants. I know that each one of us will begin to make a bold step towards everything we've been hearing since December. Just a key point for me to summarize what we all heard today, and for you, maybe if you have not written it down, some of the takeaways are: be innovative, research, research, research. Do a survey about that particular product you want to go into. Develop relationship with the market, as well as think about how your packaging can stand out. Then if we go on how to import, think about how you will source the product for yourself. How will you source it so it's traceable, so there is traceability as well? If possible, mostly important, have a shop in the country where you can repackage. And we were recommended maybe to package our products on 20 kg. Think about the logistics, the transportation, the shipping, and how to get it from one place to another. Maybe appoint a trusted person to help you check in terms of expiry dates and all that. And then we have requirements if you are going to get your product into the UK. Hopefully that is summarized on the PowerPoint that was given to us. Think about your commodity code, get to know about the duty and the levy, get to know about all the people that you need to get in touch with. And then the sky is your starting point. We hopefully in 6 months' time to hear from as many people as possible that have taken this bold step, so that they will come to the platform and tell us where they are, the challenges they are facing, and then we can support them and help them solve those problems. So this is what we aim for. Thank you to all of you, and we hope to get in contact very, very soon. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. And with that, we want to bring this meeting to a close. Thank you very much, everyone. Have a lovely weekend and enjoy the rest of your week. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.